Go.
Hi, my name's Richard Finn. I'm at Body by Design, and we're getting ready to introduce something we call East meets West massage. And I'd like to show a little bit about what that's going to look like. And Heather is here, and I walked in and she was putting her hand up like this. Tell me what's happening.
I just feel a lot of tension in my shoulders today. Feels kind of crunchy in there.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not a good feeling. So I'm going to do a couple of tests just to see what I feel is going on, because whatever I'm going to do, it's not a set thing. It's based on whatever her complaints are and whatever I see moving. So I'm going to come behind her. I'm going to see how she moves. Okay. Yeah, let's turn the head that way. Okay. And again, I'd like that to be a little bit farther than what it is, but it's not horrible. She's not moving nearly as far this direction. Okay. And that usually tells me there's a muscle that comes from the top of her neck, the first four vertebrae, down here to the top of her shoulder blade on the left-hand side. So that's what I'm concerned about. Now I'm going to bring the head to the side just to see how far that ear is from the shoulder, and that's a good long way away. So she's very tight there. And I can move it in through here and bring her back up. Get my piece back in here. Okay. Anyway, so that tells me what's going on possibly with the neck. One other thing I'd like to see, can you bring the chin down to the chest here? Okay. And I can get one finger in there. Oh, I can get two fingers in there. Okay. And that shows a lot of tightness in the very back of the neck. So I'm going to see if we can make somewhat of a change. And the first thing I want to be able to do is I want to find some acupuncture points in her wrist that tend to calm down the nervous system. So to do that, I'm just going to come over here to one side and just kind of rub it for just a moment. And I know that this is something that I found that I do, especially like waiting for a plane, and I'm getting all tense and tight and I need to do something and I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing. I just start rubbing on a few of these spots kind of into, so people don't know what I'm actually doing. So this is really good for calming the nerves down. There's another spot in here that I like to work with. And again, usually I rub these for about 20 seconds or so. I'm not rubbing them for that long, but I think we're going to get some help anyway with doing that. And then there's a knob here. If I go right below it, this is an area that has an influence in between the shoulder blades. The muscles that keep her chin from touching her chest are in between the shoulder blades. So that's why I'm working on these ones. Hopefully that will do something. Now I never do just one side. So I'm going to come back over here to the other side. And again, same sort of thing, maybe a little bit of different order here. And we're going to see if just this much does something. It may not. I may have to do some other stuff. And that's okay. I don't mind doing all that other stuff. In fact, I'm expecting to do all that other stuff anyway. But this is the eastern part of it. I will be doing some western stuff here very shortly because, again, it's east meets west. I want to combine the philosophies here. The big western part of this, at this point, is simply the idea of calming down the nervous system. So that's what I'm focusing on. If I were thinking in an eastern way here, I'd just be saying that I'm trying to integrate, her meridian system so that the whole body functions a little bit better. But this is enough to get me started anyway, so I can come back and see if I've made any kind of change in the motion. I haven't done anything too mean yet?
No.
Okay. Let me come behind, and we're going to make another try here. I think that's even better. And I think that's easier to go, and it's going a little bit farther. And I haven't done a whole lot yet. Let's try the chin down. Oh, I can only get one now. In fact, less than one. So we've made a big difference already. and I haven't done much. Especially what I haven't done yet is I haven't tried the meridians. So what I'm going to do is all the meridians start or end on the fingers and the toes. So just by rubbing a few spots here, I'm going to see what we can do with the neck to get it to relax a little bit more. Now the interesting thing on some of these is they can be more painful than other ones as I do them. When they're more painful, it means that I'm on a really important spot. So, yeah, that getting your attention?
Yeah, that
one's getting your attention, okay. So that's more important than some of the other ones might be. And again, there's a lot of ways people do this. An acupuncturist might stick a needle in there. I know physical therapists and other massage therapists that have electrical gadgets that they use on these to work on them. But oftentimes you can just do this with the fingers if you know where the spots are at. Now the Western perspective on this is the end of the nerves that go to the bottom of the neck. So this is having an effect on all the muscles that have that same nerve supply. So there's good reasons for what I'm doing, both from an Eastern perspective and from a Western perspective. There we go. And I haven't been too horrible yet? Okay. I'll put that down. Let's take the other one, because I told you I never do just one. There we go. Get that to move around. Again, if anything lights up, let me know about it. It's always fun remembering where all the spots are at. It took a while for me to remember where everything was. And so oftentimes I know people that they pull out a poster or a piece of paper or a book or something to always know where the spots are at. I've been doing these for since about 1997. I know where the spots are at. So we will see what this has an effect on. Now there's one other spot I want to get, and it's going to be just down below the knees. So I'm going to come down lower here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on the outside. There's a bony area on what's called your fibula. I'm going to come just to the front and to the bottom of it. This addresses the whole pain projection system in the body. And so whenever somebody's got a pain anywhere, this is one of the spots I don't want to forget. And find that on the other side, right there. And then there's one more that helps to calm down the whole nervous system. It's on the inside of the ankle and just a little bit higher up. So I will find that spot as well. And let's see. There it is. So different books show where this is at a little bit differently. I find whichever spot is more irritable.
That's pretty sore.
That's pretty sore. Okay. So this is for calming down the nervous system, and apparently she really needed that one. There we go. Again, so that's one of the ways of knowing I'm on the right spot. And interesting, these are not in muscles. These are where the ends of nerves are at. And they're acupuncture points. So that kind of puts them all together. Let's come see if we've made a difference now. I'm gonna rotate. Oh yeah, that's a whole lot farther. That is a whole lot farther too. It's not as far as I want to see, but it's pretty good. Let's bring this over. Oh, look at that. That moved a lot. Big difference on that one as well. Now, the next part, just to hit this with a really big Western part, because it's absolutely essential in her case, I need you to lay down on your back with your head right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let's bring the camera around from the side. If I had been wise, we would have made your clear head at the other end. What I'm going to have you doing, I want this ear to come to the shoulder. So when I say go, I'm going to have you bring your head over like this. And don't you dare lift that shoulder up.
Okay.
Okay? You don't get to do that. Just like that. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to slide under here to the back of her shoulder blade and to the front of her shoulder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and don't do anything just yet, I'm going to move her shoulder back and forth. So essentially her shoulder blade is like this, and what I'm doing is going like this. So I'm taking it just like it's a little bit of a garden trowel and scooping it back and forth. Okay? And what I'm doing is I'm actually flossing the nerve that controls the muscle that's restricting her rotation. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Now, is this painful at all?
No.
Okay, and slow that for me a bit. That's better. I usually do about 10 of these. Okay, that worked out really well. Now the other piece of this is more acupuncture points are along either side of the neck. And so any massage therapist doing any form of massage would probably come in the back and just rub some small circular motions along either side of the neck. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to sit her up and see what kind of changes we've potentially made. Hopefully we've done something and she'll be able to turn her neck on her own. And again, this will be just a piece limited to this particular problem, but doing it from an east-west combined kind of a perspective. Let's sit you back up. Okay, and let's have you try that movement now.
Okay, which movement am I doing?
You were hurting when you turned your head to the side. Okay, that's that side. Let's see how it feels this way. And I'm thinking that moves a whole lot nicer than what we started with. Very nice. Okay. And I'm going to come and just see for myself over here. Again, that is significantly farther. Okay, so that is applying that combined Eastern-Western kind of movement together for this particular problem. It might look different for what you might need, but this is East meets West massage. Thank you for watching.